internet went down here in the press box for a good 20 minutes, but we're back now, and Jake Fitzgibbons strikes out the side, and his second for the second time today. He now has 7 strikeouts through 3 innings, and he is a strikeout guy and now has a team lead tied with Wyatt Davis for strikeouts. Each guy with 43 on the season. Sends us to the bottom half of the third. Hayes up 2-0. Drive to center field off the bat of Palmer Hutchison, and that one will be made a play on by Hauser. So while the stream was down, Larks picked up 2 hits in the first and scored a run. Then the stream went down, and then in the second, Sam Crowell had his 6th home run of the season. It was a solo shot to left, and he's now tied for the team lead with Grant Schmidt and Tyler Palmer. One away here as we go to Wyatt Davis. Started his hitting streak back up again in the first inning after having his 18-game hitting streak ended in Game 1 of this doubleheader. One away, 0-1 count here to the DH batting third in the lineup. He's 1 for 1 today with a double and an RBI. His on-base streak now sitting at, I believe, 22 games. I'll get the numbers checked real quick, but I do believe that's where he's sitting. He's been aboard in every game played. And yes, this is a 22-game on-base streak for Wyatt Davis. Did walk a couple times in game number 1. Has a 1-2 count here. Davis against the RoughRiders last year threw a combined 2-hitter on the 21st. And he will get this one to miss. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away in the bottom of the third. Davis at the plate. Grant Schmidt on deck. Cortland Lawson in the hole. Inside delivery. Full count. Here we go to Wyatt Davis. Davis, a Lincoln, Nebraska native, has spent the past 4 summers playing for the Hayes Larks. We'll get a payoff pitch on its way here from Strickert. Strickert struck out 5 in the first 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, one of them a home run, and one that was ruled an error that was, I would have given it a single, but it was ruled an error off the bat of Cam Pearson. So we'll get a second payoff pitch after Davis sends this one into the Larks fan pavilion. Strickert, southpaw from the windup, off speed, hangs in the air and gets sent to the backstop. Davis has an 8-pitch at bat, and on this next pitch, it'll be a 9-pitch AB for the DH out of UTA. Larks 1 through 5 in the order Excuse me, 2 through 6 in the order. Those 5 guys, the 5 guys who played in Game 1 and are back in the lineup. Other 4 guys getting some time off. Payoff pitch number 3 for Divis. And he will pick up his 3rd walk of the day. He's aboard for the 4th time today and the 2nd time in this game. Takes us to Grant Schmidt, runner at first with 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. So shout out to the Larks Tech staff for getting the internet back. Thanks to Brandon Purdy for his hard work in the 1st and 2nd inning, as not sure what happened, but everything went down at the park internet-wise. But we're back now, and that's what matters. The first pitch here to Schmidt. He swings under, 0-1 count. Schmidt 0 for 1 the day after striking out for out number 2 in the 1st. Jake Fitzgibbons is dealing on the mound for the Larks. We'll talk about him in the 4th inning. It's game 2 of this doubleheader. It's only going to be 7 innings as Strickert misses outside on a fastball, 1 ball and a strike. Outside, 2-1. She's been having a great season for the Larks. Batting .383 with an OBP of .445. 2-1 home. Fastball hangs in the air, gets hit out of play. We'll go 2-2. On deck, Lawson with Jeminian in the hole for Hayes. Larks won game 1 10-5 and are looking to go up 3-0 and take the series in this game. If they win tonight, this 2nd game, they will win the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. 2-2 count. Here to Schmidt, it misses inside. We'll have a full count. The 2nd straight batter with a full count. Stricker will throw a payoff pitch. Here's the last payoff pitch he threw. He missed the zone. This payoff pitch is popped up a mile high in the middle of the infield. Davis retreats back to first as Antonelli comes in and records the outs. Out number 2 of the inning as we go to Cortland Lawson. His family in attendance here. He's gone 0 for 1 in this game. Cortland's got the best walk-up song on the team, and it has the 2nd longest on-base streak on the team. It's been aboard in 15 straight games, looking for 16 in this at-bat. 0-1 count here to the Tennessee Volunteer. Cortland batting .400 this season, has an on-base percentage of .580. That's tied with Wyatt Divis. If the team lead, both would be records for the Larks. He's also slugging .800. We'll step back into the right-hander's batter's box. 0-1 count with Divis at first. Strickert, the southpaw, looks home. Looks at Divis and then go from the stretch. This one catches the outside part of the plate. No balls in, 2 strikes now to Court. Cortland, a Virginia native, will have to protect. Larks got a run in the 1st inning off of a Divis double, and then their 2nd run on the Sam Crowell solo shot. The 0-2 with 2 away. Cortland takes to left field. It's high. And Giseli moves back. Giseli at the warning track, and he lost it completely. It drops 30 feet in front of him, and Divis with 2 outs was running all the way, and so was Lawson. And that one, Giseli just lost it in the lights, and they will rule a double for Lawson. It's the 2nd double the Larks have today, and Divis scores his 1st run, and Lawson picks up an RBI. So the Larks have now scored in every single inning. That one was a very catchable ball, but he lost it, and then by the time Harris realized what was going on, it was too late. For Lawson, RBI number 17 on the season. For Divis, run scored number 29. That is the team leading number. Cortland had an RBI in game 1 today, so now has 2, and Divis, who was aboard 2 times, didn't score, so that's his 1st run today. Runner at 2nd here with 2 outs, 0-1 count after the foul ball off the bat of Leo Jeminian. Jeminian has had the bases loaded on him in this series 3 times and is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a grand slam. He does have a runner in scoring position as a southpaw from from State Fair College will throw home. 1 ball and 1 strike as this one an off-speed drop below the knees of the French center fielder from ETSU. Stricker, to KC native, going up against the St. Lo, France native. Southpaw will go from the stretch, but not before looking at Lawson for a while. Gets this one to send off the end of Leo's bat. It goes hard to Antonelli. He has some trouble fielding it, and they will rule that one an E4. It's the second error of the game for the RoughRiders. RoughRiders are a team who had 3 errors in game 1. They might have switched Pearson's error and Lawson's double. Might have ruled Lawson's an error and Pearson's a single, but they will rule Pearson as reaching on an error and Lawson reaching on a double. I heard Gerard say yesterday if it doesn't hit the glove, it's not an error, but I don't know. Anyway, runners on the corners with 2 away. As we go to Sam Crow, he's 1 for 1 on the day with a solo shot to left field. Again, it was his 6th home run in the Larks team, 42nd home run this season. Larks had a home run earlier today. It was off the bat of Brady Evans, one that was sent to left field. Larks really pull most of their home runs. Almost every single one is pulled. Haven't seen one hit to dead center and haven't seen not sure if I've seen an opposite hit oppo field one yet this season. I'll look at the spray charts after the game. 1-0 will wait as we'll check on Jeminian. Jeminian stole a base in game 1 today. Larks stole 7 bases total. Pearson stole 2nd. Andy stole 3rd. We have a 1-0 count here to Sam Crow. Strickert looks at Jeminian. Goes home. Jeminian's taken off. Crowell's swinging and sends it out of play. 1 ball and a strike. Jeminian back to first. Larks haven't stolen a base in this game so far. Could have been number 1. Had doubles from Lawson and Divis. Home run from Crow. And a single from Hutchison. Strickert has thrown 70 pitches through 2 2/3. Larks working his pitch counts. They worked several full counts and keep working that number up. The 1-1 will wait as we'll check on Jeminian. Lawson creeps down the line and waiting an error. He'll be back to 3rd. Both guys on the base path sporting black mitts. Protect their hands when they're sliding. Seen the rise in the popularity of those, and the Larks like to use them. And they'll take that one right there. That's one off the back, and the number 15 of Sam Crow. It's going to be the 3rd time Crowell's been plunked this season, and it loads the bases with 2 away. And coming up to the plate will be Cade Brown. Zach Henry will run for Crow after the hit by pitch at first. Henry at first. Jeminian at 2nd, Lawson at 3rd. Tonight's beverage batter coming to the plate. Brown is 0 for 1 with the strikeouts. Strickert from the windup goes home and gets a foul ball off the bat of Brown. No balls and a strike here to Cade. 2 away, bases jacked here in the bottom of the 3rd. Strickert's from the windup, pitch number 2 outside. Brown lays off, has a 1-1 count. Brown had game 1 off. He's playing first base today. This season he's batting .220, but has an on-base percentage above 400 at .403. He has 11 hits this season, 9 singles, a double, and 1 home run. Takes this one over the outside corner on a breaking ball that stayed and caught the corner. 1-2, Strickert's 1 strike away from leaving the bases loaded. Larks left the bases loaded in the last game in the 1st inning. They don't want to do that here in the 3rd, as Brown will protect the plate and send this one out of play and out of the ballpark over to the right side. We'll go 1-2, as that one will land in the parking lot. Under the lights here in Hays, Kansas, 9:25 p.m. No wind whatsoever here at the ballpark, so every home run tonight will be genuine. 1-2 off the turf. It's blocked by Rady, and Lawson will sprint 90 feet and score the Larks' 4th run of the game. And that's the 2nd of the inning, and that's the 1st run he scores. So 2 on, both in scoring position with 2 out after the loud pitch / pass ball. No word on what that one has gone down as so far. Lawson just scored his 23rd run this season. That's 7th on the team. Larks are on pace to score 300 runs for the season in tonight's ball game. They need 3 more as Brown will strike out for the 2nd time today on the payoff pitch. He's 0 for 2. Larks get 2 runs in the 3rd. They leave 2 on and send us to the 4th. Larks up 4-0 against the RoughRiders. Top of the 4th we go, and Jake Fitzgibbons continues to be a strikeout machine. Struck out 13 in his last outing, and has struck out 7 through 3 in this one. Throws a 2-0 pitch in the zone, 2 balls and a strike here to Trenton Harris, the 2-hole. 2-hole was Fitz's 2nd strikeout victim of the 1st inning, and he doesn't want to be his 8th one overall in the day and the 1st one of the 4th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fitzgibbons, the Tennessee Volunteer from the windup. He comes home. Fastball outside, 3-2. You get a payoff pitch here from Fitz. Gets a swing and a miss and strikes out his 8th batter of the day, number 44 this season. And he now has the team lead for strikeouts on the season. He has struck out 4 straight. And Harris now 0 for 2. Fitz has just been dominant as of late. He's going to be huge for the Larks in the NBC. He has struck out 44 guys. That passes Divis for 1st place on the team lead. And Fitz has thrown, let me do some math here, 12 1/3 less innings than Divis. No hate to Divis. He's been dominant on the mound this season, has one of the Larks' best ERAs, and was the Larks' best pitcher last year and shows no signs of going down any this season. And it's just that Fitz has been like no other in terms of striking out guys. And while I'm talking about it, he strikes out his 4th straight, and that one's on 3 pitches. There's one away, and the top of the 2 away in the top of the 4th. I might as well just leave the strikeout sign on the scoreboard, as long as Fitz is a mound, and not bother taking it down between batters. But I will, as we go to Hayden Luff. He's 0 for 1 today, flying out to Tyler Palmer in the top of the 2nd to start the inning. He's laid on a fastball and takes it to his dugout, 0-1. Fitz, a 5'11 freshman for the Tennessee Volunteers. He's a Mount Juliet Volunteers. He's a Mount Juliet, Tennessee native, and delivers his 0-1. Man, you can't throw a slider like that unless you're Fitz. Not a lot of guys at the 5'11 frame can throw one like that, and you're seeing why Tennessee wanted him on the roster. What a great pitch. The 0-2 fastball with some heat on it misses outside, 1-2. Fitz was the 2nd left-handed pitcher in Tennessee according to Perfect Game, and the 19th overall player in the state, and was a 2020 preseason All-American by Perfect Game and a 2019 preseason underclass All-American by the same company. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Bases empty. Hayes Larks up 4-0 against the Colorado RoughRiders in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Luff, the DH, looking to not go 0 for 2. Fitz has struck out 4 straight and has struck out 9 total on the day. Misses low on this one, 2-2. Larks fans and RoughRiders fans, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get notified when we go live for tomorrow's game. Would have been in handy in this game after the stream went down to have that notification bell on. Pitch inside. Luff takes it off of his inside of his bat into the backstop. We'll go 2-2. Count is even. Get Selly on deck if the RoughRiders need him. Larks on a 12-game winning streak. They win this, they win the league. The 2-2 from the southpaw, a fastball with some heat, but not the location, 3-2. This year, Tennessee, Fitz made 7 appearances, striking out 6, went 1-0 through 8 2/3. Payoff pitch will hit Luff, and that one's a painful one. He'll take first. That's the 2nd hit by pitch we've seen in the past 2 innings. It's the 4th batter Jake has hit this season. So it takes us to Noah Gaselli, the left fielder. Gaselli pitched in the last game, but at the plate today, he is 0 for 0 with a walk. Got to first base and then was left there after a strikeout and a ground out. Kraus sits up down the middle. First delivery home, fastball, good frame and a good location. Both help each other out to get the 0-1 corner. Pop fly over the backstop and out of play. Fitz has thrown strikes on 59% of his pitches today and has started out 8 of the 13 batters he's faced with a first pitch strike. Compare that to his season numbers, where Fitz throws strikes on 56% of his pitches and started out under 50% of his pitch at bats with the first pitch strike. Ground ball over to the third base side will roll foul. Jake has only walked 1 batter tonight. He's hit 1 and has allowed 1 hit. No hits. If the Larks decide to pull Fitz in today's game, we expect to see Derek DeCalati take the mound. Fly ball to right field. Schmidt gets under it. It records out number 3. Fitz has thrown 2, 1. Let me reset. 2, 1, 2, 3 innings today on strikeouts. This one he faces 4 batters, strikeouts 2. And gets a fly out to end it. Leaves the second runner on base in the game and is in a groove on the mound, dominating, sending us to the bottom of the 4th. Hayes up 4-0 on Larks Network. Bottom of the fourth, bottom of the order for the Larks. Cam Pearson will lead it off. He's 0 for 1 on the day, reaching on an error in the second inning. It's an inning that Sam Grau had his home run. Larks have scored in each of the first 4 innings, 1 in the first and the second, and then 2 in the third. So we'll see if they can keep that streak going. 2 balls, no strikes here to Cam. On deck is Tyler Palmer with Palmer Hutchison in the hole. The 2-0 to Cambo for the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and a strike to the Fort Hays State Tiger from Cochise College. Cam had game 1 off, did courtesy run for Brady Evans and steal 3 bases in the process. Was just cruising on the base path and was aggressive, and because of it, he scored a run. 3-1 count here to Cam. Stricker comes home, misses outside, and walks his second batter of the last 2 innings and his second on the game. So now, the updated stats for Stricker. Through 3 innings, he's walked 2, allowed 5 hits, 3 earned runs, and struck out 6. Takes us to the top of the order. Tyler Palmer, tie 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of strikeouts. Looking to get aboard here and move Cam. Stricker under 6 foot. We got 2 5'11" pitchers on the mound, both lefties for the 2 teams today. Tyler cranks this one to left field, and Gaselli moves into foul territory. We'll see what that one happens. And it is off the Larks bullpen. Well hit, but too foul and too early. 0-1. Palmer has a beautiful swing and always finds the barrel of his bats. And has 6 home runs on the season. That's tied for the team lead with Schmidt and Crowlin. Tyler has played in 9 less games than Schmidt and 2 less games than Sam. 0-1 outside and high to 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th on Larks Network. This one will catch the outside corner on a slider. We'll go 1-2. Tyler has some family in attendance here at the ballpark tonight, looking to put on a show for the 1-2. Takes this one oppo and out of play. We'll go 1-2 again. This is the 11th inning we've seen today. 2 7-inning games for the doubleheader today. The Larks we're supposed to play 2 games against the RoughRiders in Colorado, then 2 games here in Hays. And then after a rain out on the first game on July 1st, Larks didn't play that game on the 2nd. The field was flooded, and we got a call at the hotel from Frank, and he said he's taking the team to the Rockies game since we had the day off. So shout out to Frank Leo and the Larks for getting tickets for the whole team. It was a fun game with a great group of guys, and I know I was thankful and the rest of the guys were thankful, and it was a great day, but the Larks were ready to go back and get in action, and they won the next 2 games in Colorado and swept their 2-game road series that was supposed to be 4. Palmer has been given the hat trick now by Strickert and is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Palmer Hutchison to the box with 1 away, and has Pearson at first. Pearson yet to attempt to steal in this game, and he does so. Look at that. He's going to second. The throw was going to be not in time, and Cam steals his 4th base of the game, or excuse me, of the day, first of the game. And the Larks have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Cam was a huge pickup for the Fort Hays State Tigers in the recruiting class. Throw had some velocity on it, but it was to the 3rd base side to 2nd base and high, and Cam got under the tag and dove in head first safely. Almost overslid the bases, almost overslid the base, but got on there safely. This one above the ladders here to Palmer Hutchison, 2-0. Hutch today in this game, 1 for 2 with a run scored and a single. Flew out into the 3rd inning. Davis on deck with Schmidt in the hole for Hays. Pearson will be teammates with Schmidt at Fort Hays after this summer. 2-0, here it comes. Outside on a fastball, 3-0 to Palmer Hutchison. Yesterday I was talking about Palmer and his at-bat and how much he had improved over the past year. And the numbers don't lie. Last year at KCK, he batted .269, bumped that up to .324 this year, scored 41 more runs. Granted, he did play in 34 more games this season, but his slugging percentage went up nearly 200 points, drove in 50 more runs, and led the team in runs scored, runs driven in, slugging, and home runs at KCK. And his numbers for the Larks are up again this season. Last year he batted .213, now he's batting .274. Add on base percentage of .358 last year, .407 in 2021. Only drove in 7 runs in 28 games last year, and this year in 25 games has driven in 24. And scored 16 runs last year. This year he scored 22, one of those in tonight's game. So he's just been improving, and that's what you love to see, the work ethic. And just him and Leo Gemini. I talked about Leo yesterday. Just vastly improved their games. They were great players last year, but came back to the Larks this year and got even better and are continuing to improve, and both have bright futures. 0-1 outside corner. It'll miss to Divis. 1 ball and a strike. Divis, a double and a walk on the day. He scored a run and drove in a run. Divis on deck with Lawson in the hole. 1-1 counts, 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Larks up by 4. Pearson likes to try and distract the pitcher every time he gets on base. Kind of dances around, and he's doing that here. It doesn't work on Strickards, as this one gets the call from home plate umpire Matthew Weaver. 1-2, here we go to Divis. Divis throws right-handed but hits left-handed. Digs back into the left-hander's batter's box against the southpaw Strickards. KC native comes home to the Lincoln, Nebraska native and gets a swing and a miss. Strickards struck out 3 in the first, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 3rd, and has struck out 2 here in the 4th. Seen a lot of strikeouts today. We'll go to Grant Schmidt, the Fort Hays State Tiger. He's 0 for 2 and is one of 3 Larks to not get aboard in this game so far. So going to get aboard here as 2 away and 2 on. Strickard comes home, fastball low, 1-0. Schmidt sports that number 21 jersey. It's a 6'3" redshirt junior from Hastings, Nebraska. This year in his redshirt junior year at Fort Hays, batted .316 with an OBP above 400 and had an OPS above 1. So great numbers for the Tiger, and you can see why Frank Leo wanted him on his squad for the summer. Someone catches the high outside corner, a ball and a strike here to Schmidt. Schmidt in game 1 went 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. His hit was a single. Larks only had 1 extra base hit in the first game. It was a home run from Evans. And Evans led the team in total bases, picked up 6 total bases. Everybody else had a hit, had just 1. Long 1, Hutchison, Jiminian, Henry, and Schmidt 1. 1-2, inside and low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lawson on deck if Strickard can't retire Schmidt. Curveball hangs up, and Schmidt sends it to the Larks dugout. Almost hits Brady Evans. 2-2 count with 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th, live from Larks Park. Larks will play game 4 of this series against the RoughRiders tomorrow. You can catch first pitch at 7 p.m. Off speed above the letters, 3-2. Get another payoff pitch from Strickard, whose pitch count is getting high. So he pitched 104 from the southpaw. Nobody up in the pen for the RoughRiders, and he misses low and inside and walks his second batter of the inning. His 3rd walk allowed on the day. And we'll see. That should probably be a day in terms of pitch counts, but we'll see if Adam Miller, the head coach wants to keep him in. Strickert gives him a nod, so we'll figure out what they're talking about when we come back from the break. We are going to keep Strickerts in the game here. Bases loaded for Cortland Lawson. And a 4-run ball game. And a guy who has a pitch count now at 105. This is a very dangerous situation for the RoughRiders. But there is 2 outs. And the Larks have walked 3 times in this inning, actually. Pearson's at third. With Hutchison at second and Schmidt at first. Oh, 1. Everybody gets their lead. Strickert can go from the windup, and he does. The 0-1 home outside. Rady raises his hand to protect it from the backstop. 1-1. Defensively, the RoughRiders are Gaselli in left, Hauser in center, After in right. And that is Carter. My handwriting is horrible. Carter in right. Churchich at third. Harris at short. Antonelli at second. And Hunter at first. Rady behind the dish. 1-2 count here to Cortland Lawson. Jiminian on deck with Crowell in the hole. Larks have 4 hits today. 1-2 outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cortland put his on-base streak at 16 games in the 3rd inning with that double. He drove in a run, and he scored in the same inning. Strickerts from the windup. The southpaw delivers. Off speed, drops low, full count. Strickert has thrown a lot of payoff pitches today. This one will be the latest. Runners take off on the payoff pitch with 2 away, and Lawson will go down looking, his 2nd strikeout of the day. And all 3 outs in the 4th are strikeouts. Strickert has struck out 9 through 4 innings, but has had 4 runs scored on him, 3 of those earned, and he'll be back to the dugouts. Larks leave the bases loaded. They have now left 7 on base for the first 4 innings, but have a 4-0 lead as we move to the 5th. Fitz backs the mound for his 5th inning. He has struck out 9 through 4 innings just like Strickard, but has no earned runs. He's walked 1 and hit a batter. Other than that, the base paths have been silent. No balls in, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Mark Hunter, the first baseman. This is the first time he's played against the Larks this season. The 0-2 home from Fitz, a slider that Hunter can't hang with, and that is strikeout number 10 for Fitz. Fitz struck out 13 against the Fort Collins Foxes in his last outing. That was against the Larks pitching staff, combined for 18 strikeouts. 13 from Fitz through 5, 4 from Munch through 2, and then 1 from DeCalati through 2 as well. Larks won that game 14-6. It's been part of their 12-game win streak and part of their undefeated July. 0-1 here with 1 away. Fastball low, gets chased into foul territory. Brown moves back, reaches up and catches it on the backside of his body and records out number 2. Fitz rolling here as retired back-to-back guys on only a handful of pitches here in the 5th. Takes this to Braxton Antonelli, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Was the first strikeout of that 1-2-3 third, and one of the 2 innings that Fitz has struck out the side in. It's had 3 strikeouts in the first, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 1 here in the 5th. There was another first pitch strike here to the 8-hole, who is 0 for 1 and is ahead in the counts. Swing and a foul ball, 0-2. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of the 5th. 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Jominian, Crowell, and Brown, is who's due up for the hometown team. 0-2. Fitz looking to go home, 5-11 frame. The southpaw delivers the 0-2 slider, and it just misses the corner. Low, 1-2. It was a nice pitch, but couldn't get a swing out of Antonelli. I don't know how Antonelli would have hit that one anyway. Fastball low. Fitz thought he had the strikeout, so did Cortland Lawson behind him, but we will go 2-2. Fitz steps off the rubber. He's not wasting time between pitches. Shakes off Crowell for 1. Nods on number 2. Misses outside on the fastball and has a full count. RoughRiders currently sitting out at last place in the league, and they have eliminated themselves from winning the Rocky Mountain Baseball League title in 2021. Fitz takes a deep breath. The payoff pitch home. Fastball off the turf. And I wonder if that ball call threw him off any. We'll get some words from Cortland Lawson. His shortstop teammates at Tennessee have good teammate chemistry. And Cortland has always just been involved with the pitching staff. Every mound visit Cortland comes in is usually one of the last guys to say something. He's a very quiet leader while he's on the field, but in the mound visits, he's a smart player and knows how to get his pitchers back and running. 0-1 here with 2 away in the top of the 5th. And a 4-0 ball game. Fitz will go from the stretch. Looks at Antonelli a couple times. That was Fitzgibbons' second walk of the day, and it's just the 3rd base runner that we've had. Infield straight up, the 1-1 home. Fastball over the outside corner. The pop-up here is so loud. Fitz, I don't mean to sound like I'm fanboying over him, but he's just been dominant on the mound, and there's no other way to describe his pitches so far. The 1-2 is swung on a miss, and he strikes out his 11th batter of the game, his 47th of the season through 24 innings of pitching. Sends us to the 6th inning, and he's up 4-0.
Where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! For the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Larks. Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Larks. Larks!
First pitch from Kofkin. A submariner will miss outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the Larks leadoff hitter Leo Jeminian. He reached on an error in the 3rd inning, flew out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 2. Sends this one over the left side. Kofkin comes off the mound and throws low. The scoop will not be successful by Hunter. And that one will be the 2nd time that Jeminian reaches on an error. It's an E1 this time after the E4, and he's aboard at first with some speed. Takes us to Sam Crowell. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, homered in the 2nd. Was a solo shot to the left field side. This is Matthew Kofkin on the mound for the RoughRiders. As a righty throws submarine. Leo takes off on the first pitch, slides in without a throw, and the Larks steal another base. Runner in scoring position in a 1-0 count. Stole 7 bases in game 1, and that one from Leo is stolen base number 2 of the game for the Larks. Kofkin will spin and looking back to the back. Leo stole 1 in game 1, and just like that, stole his 15th base this season in 16 attempts. Led the team in stolen bases last year, and he's taken 3rd here. Kofkin will not throw him out. I'm not sure about the call on that one. I think the umpire will say that Leo slid under the tackle. It was a close play, and I'm always going to give my friends the benefit of the doubt. So, yeah, Leo was in there safely. Leo had 15 stolen bases last year, and tops his total in this game with his 16th stolen base. Crowd checks his swing here, and now I have a 2-1 count. Two-one submarine delivery. Crowd chases outside, 2-2. No word on Kofkin on a college. Either way, the right-handed submariner goes home to 2-2 off the inside of Crowell's bat. And it'll miss to the backstop. 2 balls in, 2 strikes. As the foul ball keeps him in this AB. This one outside and high. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sam Crowell. Crown looking for his second hit of the day. They're going to get aboard for the third time. Payoff pitch. Swings that one outside. And we'll be back to the dugout for the first time today.
Tonight's A Street Liquor Beverage batter, the first baseman, K. Brown.
I don't think Crow liked the delivery from Kolfkin. Was frustrated heading back to the dugout. There's one away for Cade Brown. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. This one will miss inside and low. Kolfkin replaced Brady Strickert for this inning. Strickert threw 4 innings on 113 pitches, hit a guy, and allowed a home run to Crow, while at 4 struck out 9, 3 earned runs, and 5 hits. Cade Brown will ground out to the left side of the field, but will bring home Leo Jiminian for the Larks' fifth run of the game. They scored in every inning but the 4th, and are back on the scoreboard here for the 5th.
The Larks' second baseman, Cam Pearson.
5 through 7 in the Larks' order have scored in this game, and Leo just picked up his 25th run scored this season after having 24 last year and played in all 32 games for the Larks. So he scores 25 this season through 25 games. Larks scoring record, and are at 298 runs this season. 1 ball and a strike here to Cam Pearson. 2 away runners not on the base pass after Leo just scored, and Cade Brown picked up the ribby. For Cade Brown, that is his 5th RBI this season. He scored 17 though, but has also had to been out of some orders because he's been pitching. 2-1 inside to Cam, 3-1. Don't see a whole lot of summer league submarine pitchers. So we'll see if Kolfkin can use that distinction to his advantage. Misses outside here. Excuse me, they will catch the outside part of the plate. Crowd thought it was ball 2. Gave some flag there. It's a full count. 3-2 pitch on its way. The payoff pitch comes underhand, and Pearson takes it to shallow left field. Gaselli was playing deep and has to run. It's going to drop in between the triangle of Gaselli, Hauser, and Harris. And it's a 2-out single for Pearson. His first hit of the game, but the 3rd time he's been aboard. It's the Larks' 5th hit. And there's a runner at first with 2 away.
Top of the batting order, the left fielder, Tyler Palmer.
Top of the order here in the bottom of the 5th. Palmer will make his 4th at bat. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Pearson stole 3 bases in game 1. Be ready for him to run here. He's also stolen a base in this game. 4 stolen bases on this Tuesday doubleheader for Cam. Delivery to Palmer in the zone, 0-1. Palmer chats with the umpire, getting a read of the zone. I think he was kind of just taking on that pitch regardless. Once you get a good look at Kolfkin from behind the plate. Righty versus righty. This delivery home, it's one that misses outside, and Cam Pearson will get tagged out on this one. Will be caught stealing in a 6th stolen base attempt. So Tyler Palmer will be the guy who leads off the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 6th. Hayes picks up a run in the 5th, up 5-0. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. top of the 6th. Jake Fitzgibbons back to the mound. I have a feeling we're not going to get to see Decolati today. Fitz has struck out 11 so far. Swing and a miss on this delivery. And Cole Hauser wants some pine tar, so he walks back to the dugout after the swing and miss. Not sure if he was actually wanting pine tar or if this is just a tactic to try and throw Jake Fitzgibbons out of rhythm. Fitz, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, no earned runs. He's thrown 83 pitches, 51 of those in the strike zone, has a 0-1 count. So don't really want to see Jake go over 100 pitches, but if he wants to, Larks want him to throw a complete game, I think he might have to go over it, especially because he's throwing at least 3 pitches to most of his batters, getting a lot of strikeouts. That's the downside of guys not making contact. 3-pitch strikeout, so Hauser's pine tar won't throw off Fitzgibbons' rhythm, and that's strikeout number 12. This is the 6th inning for Fitz. Struck out 11 through 5, and in his last outing, struck out 13 through 5. So in his last 10 1/3 innings, he has struck out 25 guys. Just dominant numbers, if my math is correct. 12 today, 13 in the last one. Oh, 1 counts. This is one outside and high. 1 ball and a strike here to Trenton Harris. He's 0 for 2. And Hauser just got it with the hat trick after his 3rd strikeout. Slider home, misses low. 2 balls and a strike now. It's southpaw from the windup. Fastball catches the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hayes, no errors. And this one will miss outside. The RoughRiders have a trio of errors. 1 from the 3rd baseman, 1 from their pitcher, and 1 from their 2nd baseman. The payoff pitch home, sent to left center field, and Palmer and Jiminian move back. Palmer's by the 349 sign and records the catch, and I don't want to, not that I believe in announcers' jinxes, but that saves a certain situation for Fitzgibbons. So that was a big out right there. Harris now 0 for 3. Carter to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Swings and misses at this one. No balls and a strike. The right fielder had 2 hits and 2 at-bats yesterday. And the Vanderbilt commit has a 1-1 count against the Tennessee Volunteer. SEC matchup right here, the 1-1 home. Slider will miss off the plate. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Base is empty in the top of the 6th. 2 up for the Larks in the bottom half with the top of the order, Palmer, Hutchison, and Divis. Fitz looks home and will go from the windup. Line drive over to the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This will be strikeout number 13 and matches season high right here. Shakes off 2 signs from crowd, nods at number 3. The count is even at 2, and Fitz will strike out his 13th batter today and ties his season high. That's the 3rd time Carter will be struck out, and I do believe he was one of the guys who had a hat trick in Friday's game, and Fitzgibbons has given 2 guys a hat trick, strikes out his 13th batter through 6 innings, and has the RoughRiders hitless through 6 as we go to the bottom half. Hayes up 5-0.
the game. It's a rich thing.
Bottom of the sixth we go. Tyler Palmer will lead it off at the top of the order. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He was at the plate in the fifth, and then Cam Pearson was thrown out trying to steal second to end the inning. Submariner Kofkin back to the mound, and hits the zone on the high corner, 0-1. Kofkin in the fifth through an inning, 1 hit, or unscored, but it was unearned, and he struck out 1. Gets a swing and a ground ball over to the right side, and he'll toss it underhand to Hunter for an out number 1. Palmer will be probably finishing his day 0 for 4. One away as we go to Hutchison. From Tyler Palmer to Palmer Hutchison. Hutch on the day 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored, and a walk. He scored back in the first inning on the Wyatt Davis single. One away, Kofkin goes home, misses above the letters. 1 ball and a strike. Or excuse me, 1 ball and no strikes. Davis on deck with Schmidt in the hole for Hayes. 1-0 home. Over the plate, Hutchison swings above it, 1-1. Larks been a little bit shaken by, I don't know what word to use. Not shaken is not the right word, but the different delivery from Kofkin has been enough for some of these swings to not land the way they want. Like Tyler Palmer usually finds the barrel of his bats, but did not make contact on that swing, and Hutchison swung above one that he normally would have hit. It's 1-2 to the 6'2 freshman from KCK. The Hayes native, played for Kansas City Community College. Outside 2-2. Was a 2-time All-WAC Conference first-team selectee under Frank Leo at Hayes High. And was a 2019 Sports in Kansas 5A second-team All-State. He will strike out on 5 pitches here for out number 2 of the 6. I talked about how much Hutchison improved in the past few games, and shows in the accolades he racked up 2. I talked about his stats, but in consecutive weeks he was named the KJCCC Player of the Week, and then in the second week was the National JUCO D1 Player of the Week. There's 2 away and the base is empty for Wyatt Davis, who is 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Kofkin hits the outside plate, 0-1. So, no signs of bullpen life. We'll likely see Jake back for the 7th to end the game. 2 7-inning games for the doubleheader today. 0-1 home, outside and low. 1 ball and a strike here to Davis. Schmidt on deck. Flosses in the hole if Hayes needs him. 1-1 above the letters, 2-1. Davis, 4th-year Lark, 5'10" senior from UTA. His baseball career coming to a close, but wants to go out memorably. Takes this one oppo and out of play. 2 balls in, 2 strikes. Is going down as a Larks legend. Has put his name in the record books already in his past 3 seasons, but is continuing to add on to that. And he's going to be a guy that the Larks fans remember for a long time. 2-2 home to Davis. Submarine delivery is grounded up the middle. It's under Kofkin's glove, and Davis takes one to center field for a 2-out single. 2-away runner at first as we go to Schmidt. Davis has been aboard 3 times today now, a single, a double, and a walk. Also has a run scored and a run driven in as we go to Schmidt. Schmidt 0 for 2 with a walk, a pop up, and a strikeout. Hofkin wants a new ball. Larks have six hits today, 4 walks. They've scored 5 runs. They left 7 on base. This one sent to the left field side to the Larks dugouts. No balls in, a strike here to Schmitty. No hitter Lumen. As we'll see Fitz back to the mound for inning number 7. Pop up over back. 0-2. Schmidt is 6'3" redshirt junior. Played all games for the Fort Hays Tigers in 2020. Played in all 24. And this year played in 36. Two-two. After that one, mistied. He's a little early on the swing and brings it to the Larks dugouts. Due up for the RoughRiders in the 7th. The last inning of the ball game, Luff, Caselli, and Hunter. Two-two home, and Schmidt sends it off the bottom of his bat. Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. This one's popped over the right side. Hunter and Antonelli move towards it. Antonelli calls off Hunter, but guess who's coming out of the dugout for inning number 7? I want to confirm that it's Fitzgibbons before we go to the 7th. And here comes 31 out of the dugouts for the 7th inning, 3 outs away from history.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks!
Top of the 7th, leading it off is Hayden Luff, the DH. 0 for on the day with a flout and a hit by pitch. 2-1 delivery here from Fitz home. Slider misses inside. 3-1 hitters count for Luff. Gaselli on deck with Hunter in the hole. One delivery from the 5'11 southpaw from Mount Juliet coming home. Takes a deep breath and a long pause, and Luff will call it time before Fitz will deliver. Fitz has struck out 13 through 6 innings, matching his season high, and has the most strikeouts on the team by 7. 3-1 home, fastball down the pipe. And Luff thought about swinging on it, might have, or probably should have, and has a full count. Payoff pitch coming. Fitz shakes off Crow. Crow sets up outside. Fastball grounded over the right side. It's going to be scooped by Lung, tossed to Fitzgibbons, and Fitz steps on the bag before Luff. And that's a ground out to start the 7th. 3-1 ground outs, 1 away here. Fastball outside, 1 ball and a strike. Excuse me, 1 ball, no strikes. It is Gaselli at the plate. He is 0 for 1. Fitzgibbons has thrown over 100 pitches today, thrown strikes on 62 of them. Through 6 1/3, struck out 13, walked 2 and hit 1. 1 ball and a strike. And that one is grounded hard to Lawson. Brown loses it at first base. And the decision on an error or hit here is going to be huge. I want him to give him an error just to save the no-hitter. And it is ruled a single. Probably should have been a single, but for the benefit of the doubt, they'll give it a hit. It was a great effort from Lawson, but Fitz has allowed his first hit of the ball game. That's a heartbreaker right there, but he's still throwing a gem today. Larks threw a 2-hitter on the first game of the season. They took a no-hitter into the 9th. There was 1 away, and then 2 hits from the Roughnecks into the no-hitter. And the Larks gave up the no-hitter in the 9th. They give it up here in the 7th, and Fitz throws this one in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes, and you want the no-hitter, but nothing you can do about that one. Just contact from Gaselli brought it to the left side, and it was a great effort from Lawson, but I don't know. And this one, a goofy swing from Hunter. He has the hat trick. 1 of 3 guys with 3 strikeouts. 14 strikeouts now for Fitz. 1 out away from the Rocky Mountain Baseball League title. Be sure to stick around after the game. I think there's going to be some things that the Larks fans want to see. Southpaw versus righty catcher. It's Kyle Rady at the box. Takes this one oppo and out of play. One and 1 count. 2-away runner at first. Just the 4th base runner of the game for the RoughRiders. It's home to Rady. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This will be the most strikeouts a Larks pitcher has thrown in a game this season, and it comes through 7 innings for Fitz. 5'11 southpaw comes home. This one goes between the legs of Crown. It's a 2-2 count. Heading to second is Gaselli. Infield straight up. Two on its way. Fitz comes home and gets a swing and a miss. Strikes out his second straight and 15th of the day. And guess what, Larks fans? That is good for a Rocky Mountain League title. Larks shut out the RoughRiders 5-0 and advance on their 12-game winning streak now. 13-game winning streak, and they've been in this league for 2 years and now have 2 league titles, and will high-five each other as they win the league title. They're now 25-4. They're now 25-4 in the season, 13-2 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, and they clinched the title like that. And the RoughRiders fall to 5-14 on the season, and 4-12 in RMBL. Their last place, 9.5 games back in the league. That's been decided. Larks back-to-back RMBL champions, and Jake Fitzgibbons picks up his 3rd win of the season and throws a complete game 1-hitter. And coming to the dugout is Crow and Kavanaugh. They got a little surprise for Frank Leo. Not sure if Frank sees it, but it's coming here. And they're going to get their 40th season head coach with the Gatorade bath here as he wins yet another league title. Larks have won 4 league shares in 4 years. They won the Jayhawk League in 2018, won the KCOB League Tournament, but not the regular season in 2019. Won the RMBL last year and win it again here. And so that's what I was referring to when I said you're going to want to stick around as the Larks win their 2nd straight RMBL title. So they run rule. They're not run rule, but they beat the RoughRiders, sweeping the doubleheader, winning game 1 10-5, and then winning this one 5-0. And Fitzgibbons throws a gem, one that he'll remember it forever. He's 3-0 on this season, and the Larks are officially headed to the NBC. So catch game 2 tomorrow. This graphic a little outdated after this game, but tomorrow, first pitch at 7 p.m., and then Larks will have Thursday off before taking on the Cougars. First pitch at 7 p.m. on Friday, but be sure to tune in tomorrow. First pitch at 7 o'clock. Larks win this one and win the league 5-0 against the RoughRiders on a 13-game winning streak. We'll see you tomorrow night. This has been Carson Ackerman on Larks Network. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.